Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the SU-8. It's the Tier 6 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Siegfried Line Encounter, and it's under the command of Angelina75 of OLIMP, and it's her first submission for this week's competition for the Sunday Morning Lion. Well, that's a 152mm howitzer. It's capable of doing 550 alpha, 38mm pen, 6.7 meters on the burst radius, and a stun duration of between 6.5 to 11 seconds. And you can see Angelina's already got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. Built on the hull of a T-28, this is an Arty that never actually came into being because, of course, by the time they needed the SPGs, I'm afraid the Soviet Union had lost most of them, either in the first few weeks of the war, or alternatively, they were lost because they stopped producing the T-28 and they only kept enough for tanks, and when they got worn out or they got destroyed, they didn't build any more. It is a relatively fast Arty, even though the maximum speed is only 48 kilometers an hour. It's actually quite good at getting around the battlefield, and it's got a fairly high howitzer as well. Now, they actually built 503 T-28s between 1931 and 1933, and they lasted until about 1941. 200 of them knocked out in the Winter War alone, and a lot of them, in fact, I would say that of the ones Finns actually captured, 2 of them are still in Finland, whereas the third T-28 still in existence is in Russia. So yes, it's quite amusing that the Finns kept them more than the Russians did. Angelina looking for targets. She's found a couple. The good thing about this map is you don't have to move very far to get good targets. Rounds out the T-34. Well, near miss, but she stunned him. It's made them pull back. This is a Tier 6 game with Tier 4 tanks in it. You can see there's a few enemy tanks managed to get into the city. But normally in battles like this, it actually favours the north spawn to actually get into the town first. Rounds out. Yes! She managed to thread that one between the buildings to splash the M4A3E8. Just changing position. Now she's right up against the edge of the map there, and that's why she's having difficulty moving. Sometimes you have to just come in just a little to actually get full speed. Now that's a good target there, because she can hit the Panzer IV Ausführung H and the DSPZ, but he goes down to the T1 Heavy on the enemy team. If that Panzer IV backs up a bit more, we might be able to get a shot. T-3485AM again. It's the same one. He's just gone round to a different corner and he's side scraping on the corner. Rounds out. Well, he moved in between the shell firing because he's no longer there. Angelina's not making a lot of damage so far. Only the 424 that we've seen. No blind hits so far. That's better. Well, the T-34 has decided to come all the way across the battlefield, and just after Angelina moves to change position to get a shot at these guys, the other guys come out of their position, rounds out, trying to get the AT-2 there. Just going a little further over to the east, and we'll try from that position. The enemy is making an incursion towards the cap. Okay, ready to go. There's the Easy-8 that she fired at before. He's very low on hit points now. The M5 looks as if he's going to come around the corner. Ah, we have got a target there, Matilda. We're just dialing in at the moment. One of the good things about Soviet Arty is they do tend to dial in rather quickly. Oh, she's been spotted. Yep, an enemy light tank did come all the way into the rear, and it's the looks. Now this is going to be interesting. Angelina's turning to face him. Oh, shotgun! She gets the kill. Yeah, the enemy Arty tries to nail her as well. The enemy Arty is the M44, but he couldn't get her because she was just too fast and too steady with the shotgun. That was a very good one indeed. She actually just lined up, waited for the guy to get close, and then at close range, this howitzer can be absolutely deadly. In fact, this is the Arty of choice for many people ever since the M44 got nerfed. And the reason for that is actually the reload time. The alpha is about the same as the M44 pre-nerf, but it's actually to do with the reload. The standard reload is 19.65 seconds by the book, but you can see Angelina's managed to get that down to 15.92, and that's very close to the reload that the M44 used to have before they nerfed it. So you can see it's actually the Arty of preference for somebody who wants to blast away at the enemy at full speed. Well, she's lining up a shot on the Panzer IV Ausstellung H, rounds out. It hits the building just behind him, but it makes a warning saying if you trespass, you'll get hit. Okay, got a T-34 1941. That's one of the premium T-34s that were given out a couple of Christmases back. She's dialed in, rounds out. Okay, it landed just behind him. Again, she's checking all the targets. As far as she can tell, there's nobody out in the field at the moment. And that might be a good move, because now she can move down. There's only 4 enemies left. And in fact, now there's only 3 enemies left, and we know where 2 of them are. The only one we don't know is, at this moment, is the medium tank, which is the T-34 1941. We can't see him at the moment, but he is in the back. We fired at him. There's the BDR. He's low hit points, and he goes down. And now there's only 1 enemy left. That T-34 1941. Well, she's going back to where she last saw him to try and get another round, and there he is. So she's almost fully dialed in. Soviet Arty do dial in very quickly. He's trying to go into the water and drown himself, or at least it looks like that. Either that or he's trying to get out of the way of the guns firing in his direction. He has drowned himself, I think. Nope, I'm wrong. The Matilda got him instead. Well, a lot of tank drivers blame Arty and say, oh, they always drown themselves. No, they don't, actually. You would be surprised that a large number of Arty players now will fight to the bitter end, and they want to, not only so they can get extra hit points and extra credits, because they know that they have a chance of potentially winning the game, even if they do lose a lot of damage take a lot of damage in the process. But yes, they want to fight, not to drown. Only the losers go into the water and drown themselves. The fighters will carry on regardless. Anyway, that was a third-class tanker for Angelina75 in the SU-8. Not a great game, but it was, she did manage to get a mastery badge. She also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 8, and her win rate in that game was 1,662. But sadly, if we look at the previous game that Talon played, yes, he's got a first class and a bruiser and a 3182 on the win rate, which means he is well out in the lead at the moment. So Angelina's going to have to play quite a few games to catch up with him. Let's have a look at team score. Well, when it came to damage, we can see that she actually came third on her team on damage, but she was actually fourth in the game on damage overall, because the Panzer IV Aslains H on the enemy team beat her to the third place spot with 1,202. Top scorer was the Lozers M4A2 with 1,379. That's a premium Sherman that was given to the Soviets. 1,211 went to the M4A3E8 on the team, and then of course we had the Panzer IV, and then we've got Angelina with 1,099 in fourth place. When it came to kills though, it was actually Lozer's M4 again, 4 kills to him. 2 kills went to the M4A3E8 on her own team, the Panzer III Aslains J, and on the enemy team, the Panzer IV Aslains H, the M5 Stuart both got 2 kills as well. Angelina only got the 1 kill, but she did get a very high, high-ish score on hit points compared to the others. When it came to base XP, though, we can see that in fourth place, it's Angelina, beating all the members of the enemy team. The high scorer again was that Lozer's M4A2, and in fact, he got the top in all 3 columns. 813 went to the M4A3E8, and the T1 Heavy managed 522, just beating Angelina with 511. Angelina fired only 10 rounds in the entire game. Now that's low. In the normal game, she would expect to fire as many as 13 or 11 to 13 rounds, maybe slightly more. And she got 2 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetration. I think we can see where she only got the third class out of this game. She got 6 splashes as well. 1,099 hit points, of which 811 were at more than 300 meters. She got 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and she caused 6 stuns, but absolutely no stun assist. And that's where she only got the third class, because of course that does have a big effect upon mastery. So yes, I think that's why there was nothing higher than third class. She actually was playing on a free-to-play account, got 8,984 credits profit, and she got 1,022 XP out of the game. And about the best shot she said, as she said in this game, was the looks. The only kill she made at close range, very close range, she got 288 hit points, and it was a penetrating shot which went right through the looks. And you'd expect it to, because it's a 152mm caliber howitzer round going at, well, fairly low speed, but it would have just plowed its way through that looks. And yes, he went out the game. She did hit the T-34 1941 for only 2 hit points when the shell went long. So she was aiming for him, and, well, relatively little damage on the others each. So not a great game, but Angelina will send in another one, I'm certain of that, and hopefully that will be a much better result. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.